Hey guys, it's Tanner Manson from Future Investing, and today I want to talk about Carnival Cruise stock and if it still has some room to grow. Currently, because of the sell-off in the market this week, it's currently sitting at about $24.50, a lot lower than its previous high of $29.50 because of the spike of last week. So in this video, I want to talk about what is happening in the cruise line industry and what is the CDC doing with all this sort of pandemic and when we're going to get back to normal. Then I want to talk about how quickly can we get back to sailing back to normal and the price get back to where it was before this pandemic. And thirdly, I want to talk about my opinion and what I'm doing with the stock as of today. As always, you guys may already know, but although I am actually a licensed financial security advisor as my full-time job, none of these stocks or topics that we talk about today are in any way my recommendation. This is merely my opinion, and you can choose to do what you wish with this information. Now, before we get into it, if you could, like the video and subscribe down below if you want to see more content like this. Now, let's jump right into it. I can't wait. Now, a large reason why a lot of these cruise stocks have been popping up in recent weeks is because of a lot of the statistics that have come out from Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise talking about how their demand and their bookings are up severely. So for example, with Royal Caribbean Cruise, they said that their bookings are up 30% since the new year from, November and December. And this is exactly what we thought was going to happen. With people's pent-up demand to want to go and travel and their lockdown fatigue, it's only going to increase the amount of bookings as long as the cruise stocks continue to accept bookings for their new ships, which all leads to the CDC just allowing them to take on these passengers and start sailing again. We're still waiting for that, right? So even on that front, the Royal Caribbean CEO actually said that they're getting closer and closer to seeing some great news with the CDC allowing them to sail. And it's not just Royal Caribbean Cruise, it's going to be all cruise lines, right? Because they're all such big corporations, they're going to follow this sort of guideline to a T to make sure that they can get back to sailing because that's what's going to lead them back to profitability and just survival of their overall company, right? So, and with Joe Biden being in office and just ramping up the production and distribution of these vaccines, I don't see the CDC keeping the cruise lines locked down if in a couple months, like 50 to 60% of Americans are going to be vaccinated, right? So I think CDC restrictions will have to start lightening up. But even as I say that, the UK is actually recommending that cruises stay locked down for 6 months more, even though 30% of their population is already fully vaccinated. So who's to know? I mean, this could be extended longer than it has to be. I hope that they don't be overcautious. I mean, profits are still a thing that we want to see. We don't want to see some of the biggest American businesses go under because of just an overprotection against something where our most vulnerable have already been vaccinated. And this is the weirdest part about this overall recovery is that I think people are underestimating how fast it's going to take for them to get back to full capacity. Everyone knows Carnival Cruises. It's not like they have to go out and brand themselves and start a whole new business over again and we're paying $30 billion for a brand new business. No, the second that these companies start to get back to sailing again, the ramp up is going to be very, very quick. And the amount of time that it's going to take for them to hit full profitability again, I think is going to be about a year or so. And that's it. And it only comes to assist us that a lot of the analysts now are becoming very bullish on Carnival Cruise stock. Just recently we got a Royal Caribbean Cruise rating of $100 a share, currently it being at $80. And with Carnival Cruise actually being at $24 currently, with a new rating from another analyst of $33. These are all very bullish signs that, recovery is going to be quick. And although there is volatility in the market, you just have to sit through it and know that the stock is going to come back. And then once they get to full recovery again, it's back to business as usual with their normal growth. For example, Carnival Cruise just bought a brand new port in Miami to house their new Carnival Celebration, one of their new biggest ships that'll be arriving in 2022. And it's in their XL size of ships and it's going to bring in massive new profits, right? Remember, Carnival as a stock before this business all happened was a stock paying a 4% dividend. This was a company that once you step onto the ship, they house you have to pay for housing, all the food, all the drink, all the entertainment, anything else that you had purchased. If you were to go gambling, go to a spa, go to anything, they own everything on board. It's a full ecosystem. So the actual overall business is just like every single business that I try to look for. Massive ecosystems in the moat. You could say that they could step onto any other cruise line, which is partially true, but they have royalty programs. And actually, they say that cruising is one of the most loyal travel activities where people always take the same one consistently. Whether you do Disney, Norwegian, Carnival, or Royal Caribbean, it seems to be the case that everyone takes their same one, and the cruise line will reward you for doing so. So there's incentive behind it, right? Now, I just want to speak on that dividend really quickly. I think the first year and a half of recovery of what's going to happen is going to start to pay down debts. After that, it'll start to go to pay the shareholders back, which will bring back that dividend. Now, if you're holding in prices like this, but the stock had gone up back to its $50 price range, well, then we're not exactly getting a 4% dividend. We are getting an 8% dividend because the stock has doubled since then. Hedge funds see that, and pension funds, especially pension funds, see that the dividend, once it comes back, they don't want this risky stock like Carnival is today. They want a more safe, secure, income-generating stock. So once they can bring that back to fruition, the pension funds are going to start rolling in. That's when the big money comes in, which is going to just boost the stock even more. I don't know if you guys can tell this. I'm still very bullish on Carnival Cruise. I'm going to be holding it for a very long time, and I still have not changed my price range of about in 5 years of $80 to $90 a share. We can't forget some of the crazy statistics that have happened in the cruise sector before this whole pandemic Rona situation had happened. Not to mention that in the entire travel leisure industry, that cruising was the fastest growing at about 20% per year. Okay. And because their business is so locked down and they understand it so well, and for new competitors to come in is such a high fee because, to own a cruise at the size that they are holding, it's millions and millions or billions of dollars to get into this sort of game. And then it's also about establishing a name for yourself. That's why I like Carnival so much, is they are the biggest and their lead has not changed. And their burn rate, although it's way higher, I'm not going to talk about anything financial too much in this video. If you want to see it, you can check out my video over here. But aside from that, they are burning the money the least whenever you compare the size of the company versus the others and their burn rates. And the amount of debt that they have to pay down is marginal compared to the other cruise lines. I mean, it's still a lot. It's going to be a while, but it's not as much as the other ones. And I love this industry. I can't tell you how bullish I am on a stock that I'm holding at like $14 a share that I know in a couple of years, whenever it gets back to normal, will be a $50 or $60 stock easily that's paying a massive dividend, and also it's growing. And young people, because this was always the worry too, is that cruising is more for like the elderly and stuff like this. But with the Instagram lifestyle and all that, people are going to want to cruise and take pictures in multiple areas. I know it sounds silly, but it really is what people want now, is that they want pictures for their social medias, and they want Instagrammable memories. And so why not go to 4 different places for the price of just going to one if you were to travel to one area, all while still supplying your Wi-Fi and all the things that the younger people want, including myself. I'm not going to take myself out of the equation. I'm one of them. But so I'm still in this stock, haven't sold the share. And you know what? If it keeps dropping during this crash, I'm only going to increase my position. But tell me what you guys think about this. Comment down below and like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But until next time, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.